Communities in North County will get to ask questions about sites that were contaminated by radioactivity.
Now, this is something we've been reporting on for quite a while now. Our Diamond Palmer is joining us live from Florissant this morning, where the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is set to have an open house. Diamond, what sort of things can folks find out today?
Well, Sydney and Michelle, folks here in our city are going to be asking the federal and local government questions when it comes to the cleanup timeline. We know actually from the federal government that the cleanup timeline has actually been moved up a couple of years for Westlake Landfill, but people are going to be able to ask questions not only about Westlake Landfill, of course, Coldwater Creek here in North County, but also the contaminated sites that are near downtown, close to Interstate I-70. Now, I want you to take a look here at this information here on your screen about tonight's open house. We know that there are a couple of things happening tonight, and again, we know that it's hosted by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers formerly utilized Sites Remedial Action Program, also known as FUSRAP. It's at the Florissant Municipal Court on Washington Street starting at 5:30 this evening. A presentation portion will follow at 6 to 7 p.m. with questions from the public encouraged to be asked at this. And the open house will be the last portion from 7 until 8 p.m. These meetings we know happen about every 6 months, and it's really a way for locally here people to get more answers and ask more questions. Now, parts of North County and North St. Louis became contaminated during World War II when uranium was refined in downtown St. Louis for the first atomic bomb. Radioactive waste was later dumped in North County and leaked into Coldwater Creek, and since then residents have been outspoken about the slow cleanup efforts by the federal government. Just last month, the EPA actually moved up the timeline for cleanup at Westlake Landfill by 2 years from May 2029 to May 2027. And as for the sites near Coldwater Creek, a transfer to the Department of Energy Legacy Management Program in 2038 will actually mark the completion of that cleanup there. Now, we know that Westlake Landfill is actually one of the first sites to have information online from the EPA in terms of tracking that. So in terms of transparency, that is what people will be able to find for Westlake Landfill. But coming up in our next 30 minutes, we're going to talk about what's happening here at the state level in terms of investigation into these contaminated sites and compensation for victims impacted by this. Reporting live here in Florissant, Diamond Palmer, 5 on your side.